Hey friends, it's Becky back with Bountifully Blessed. If you have not joined me yet, it may be because I am still new to the YouTube journey. So here I am in my little garden space that I have at my apartment complex, and I thought it would be really fun to try out something that seems a little unconventional for gardening. I was talking to my husband a little bit about how I really did not want to have to go through and clean out multiple garden beds in order to be able to grow multiple things. And that gave me an idea. I love using shoe organizers. I use shoe organizers in my house for hanging sauces. On my door, I've used that since we've been married. I think shoe organizers are great for so many different things. I don't use them for shoes, and that's okay. So today I was actually thinking that this could be a really great opportunity for people who are not necessarily able to do the gardening thing in their specific space, or maybe you just have a balcony and you want to be able to grow some things but don't necessarily think that you have the space or the ability to. So this is my take on what we may be able to do to solve that problem, and it's actually very user-friendly and very cost-effective. So I got this shoe organizer here from Walmart. This was one of the quote-unquote more expensive ones, which is only $12. And the reason why I picked this one out of a lot of the different options that they had was because the plastic ones that were see-through were cheaper by like $4, but I don't think that they're gonna hold up as well. And I was afraid personally, because they're plastic, of burning the plants. I don't know if that's something to be concerned about in that kind of plastic, but to be honest, I didn't think that they would hold up very well in the heat. So I purposely picked one that I thought was a little bit sturdier. This one was only $12. It came with 24 pockets. So I cut mine in half, and I'm going to use both halves most likely. And what I did is I actually just zip tied it to my fence here. So I've got it zip tied at the top here where the holes standardly go for hanging it over your door. And then I also just used literally a pair of scissors down here on the very bottom, and I literally poked a little hole through it, and boop, done. So it is perfectly secure. It's not going anywhere. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this one if I have enough veggies to try in this. So what I thought would be really fun to do is to test out some different kinds of vegetables. Well, fruit too, but I've only got vegetables that I think would be really, really great to use in this, because obviously they're not super deep pockets, but I think that they would have good drainage. Obviously, any kind of container, you do have to worry about making sure that you water them more frequently. But honestly, I think that this may be a really fun option to give a try. So I have quite a few different kinds of veggies here that I got specifically for this experiment. Let me see here. Radish. Okay. So I've got my little handy dandy seed bag here. I love this thing. I think it's technically designed to like hold cosmetics, I think, but I use it for my seeds, and it's fabulous. It's got little pockets for different things in the front, and it was cheap. Okay, so these are the few things that we are going to grow in our shoe organizer garden. I decided to get a type of lettuce. This is a gourmet green mixture that we're going to be trying. I'm going to try some spinach. We're going to be doing some petite sweet little finger carrots. I thought that these would probably be small enough. I think a standard carrot probably would work too, but I figured smaller the better. I've got these golden helio radishes that I actually have grown indoors, as well as these watermelon radishes that I've grown indoors in my apartment complex, little greenhouse that I keep in my apartment. So I actually wanted to give these a try out here to see how much better they would do outside. So those are going to be some of the experimental things that we are going to try in our shoe container garden. So I'm going to get these 5 different things here planted up, and then I will be right back. Okay, we're back. So now that I've gotten my shoe organizer here filled with dirt, which this holds a deceptively amount of dirt, like way more than I would have thought. And this is only half of the organizer, so I'm very impressed at the size of these pouches. So before I actually plant the seeds, I'm going to kind of get an idea of how well the drainage is in these, if it's really quick, if it absorbs it really fast, and how much dirt, how much more the soil starts to actually decrease as we get some water in it. So I'm gonna get some good old-fashioned watering going here. Of course, it's gonna take a minute for that to soak in here. It's the hardest part when you have new soil. And what's kind of nice is it does seem to drain the way I was expecting it to. So just that little bit is coming out of here and draining to this one, to this one. And I was kind of hoping that it would almost work kind of like a little bit of like a self-watering system. And just from the little bit I'm getting, it's kind of giving me those vibes. So I'm actually very excited about that. Now, as you can see, this process is going to take a minute, but as I'm watering this top one, it's kind of starting to trickle down, which is quite cool. Oops, lost some soil in the process. I may have overfilled these just a tad. But how did I know? This is an experiment, right? We're learning together. All right. Let's give this one a little bit more love. Quite fun watching this kind of pattern, to see it work its way down. And you know, if you had some flowers or some other kind of plants that you really wanted to put underneath where it's dripping, just got yourself a whole fabulous watering system right here. All right. Feel like we're doing pretty good with the watering here. Getting a good feel for it, hopefully. Definitely work in progress, but that's part of the fun, right? Learning as we go. Now I've just got myself a lovely trickling waterfall going here. All right. Well, now that I kind of have an idea of how this is going to work, once this gets really nice and wet, it's going to take a minute. I'm going to get this soil nice and moist, and then I will be back when we're going to plant. Right, we have gotten our shoe organizer and our dirt nice and wet. So took a little bit of time to kind of get that all going, but I mostly wanted to check out the drainage, which is actually really, really fun to watch. It's very satisfying. So just so you guys kind of get a feel of it here and kind of get an idea. So I fill this up here. It drips down to the next one. To the next one. It's like a little waterfall. It's actually quite fun. And trickles all the way through, all the way down to the very bottom, which is quite fun. So now that we've got that done, we are going to plant our seeds. So I kind of had an idea of how I wanted to do this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do lettuce in the top. So I've got my gourmet green mixture that we're going to do in the top. And then my spinach, I think I'm going to do in my bottom. And I think we'll do our carrots on the third one. And then my radishes, I will have to put up my other half of my shoe organizer so that we can really get a feel for all of the things that I wanted to try. But I really think it's going to be important. Actually, you know what? Because the tops of lettuce, I think, is going to be taller than anything else. Even though radish tops can get kind of big, especially the watermelon radishes. I think I'll do the lettuce on the top one on this one, and then I'll do the spinach on the top one on the other one. And then I'll show you when those are all finished. And then I will keep you all updated. It's going to be so much fun. So I will keep you in the loop to see how well everything grows in our tree organizers. So I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I will be back with you when we have some seedlings growing in our shoe organizer. So have an awesome day, evening, wherever you're at. It is evening-ish for me, and I'm excited to see how well our crops do in this shoe organizer. You just never know until you give it a try, right? Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Have an awesome day, evening, wherever you may be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.